Well, good morning there, EHMIS. My name is Miss Wilson, and this is the last day of school. And typically on the last day of school, we have this great thing called the variety show. But our variety show is different this year, just like everything else. I mean, seriously, first of all, we only had one snow day. One. That's it. Mr. Trimpey was so wrong this year. He should be fired for uh, weather forecasting for forever. We started renovations on our building. Have you seen our building recently? There's a giant gaping hole. Like you can see Mrs. Bowman's room and Mrs. Heller's and Mrs. Badia's and Miss Meyer. Like you see them from the outside. You don't even have to go in the building. You just see them straight across the parking lot. And to make matters worse, remote teaching. Who knew that we would spend the next 2, 3, I don't know how many months behind our computers, your teachers teaching from home, learning all this technology? My goodness. And for me, I was so excited. You know, Dr. Smale promised me that I could have this year's variety show in the brand new redone auditorium. And I didn't get it. And I'm not too happy. But I guess I'll just have to wait until next year. So with that in mind, we had changed some things up for our variety show. And we thought, you know what? Let's ask your teachers. Let's ask your teachers, how did they think things went when we had to go to remote teaching? So we decided to check in with a couple of them, and we're going to see how they did. So my first question I have for them is, what was the hardest part about teaching remotely? And let's see what they came up with. I believe, Mr. Quinn is up first. So we're going to go out to Mr. Quinn. So, Mr. Quinn, what was the hardest part of remote teaching for you?
What do you mean the hardest part of teaching? We're supposed to be sending lessons to kids? What are you talking about? We are not teaching right now.
I find it really hard to concentrate now because I can see outside. I'm not used to being able to see outside while I'm teaching. So distracting.
I still cannot believe that we had one snow day this year. Ridiculous. There was nothing to hype about, nothing to talk about.
Well, trying to remember what day of the week it is. I don't even know what today is. The hardest part about remote teaching? I took a semester off, and here I am at home with my own kids. I have to teach 5th grade math, 5th grade social studies. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you. I can't believe it.
The hardest part is not being able to write blue forms and hand out parent warning letters.
My mouse clicking finger is sore. Poor little old me.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I definitely would say the hardest part of online learning has been the lack of social interaction. I am definitely struggling with quarantine, but good news, I was able to make some really good friends. I know, so I want to introduce you. This is Mr. Rowley. He hasn't been in the best mood though lately because everyone keeps taking his clothes. This is Mr. Crunchy. He's been singing a lot. His favorite song right now is Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. And this is Mr. Chip. My husband keeps trying to eat him, though. I will guard him with my life.
We're back. Okay, clearly some of your teachers are still learning about technology. I'm not really sure what's going on with everyone's phones, but I have complete faith in Mr. Barge that he will work his technology magic and fix the issues that your teachers were clearly having. But I mean, I must say, can you believe that all your teachers had that many issues? I mean, I guess you guys should be lucky you learned anything at all during this time we all spent on our computers. Well, I would almost say that maybe some of your teachers here need some summer school training on how to use technology properly. So I think I gave Mr. Barge enough time. Let's try this again. Okay. So, you know what? There has to be some positive in all of this mess and chaos that we dealt with these past couple months. So let's ask your teachers, what was their favorite part of remote teaching? There had to be some good, right? So again, let's start and check in with Mr. Quinn first.
Like, seriously, guys. Schools are closed. I haven't opened an email since March 13th. The governor, he said they were closed. What? March 13th! Is that a squirrel? Aw, look, a cardinal. Aw, so, wait, what was the question again? Next year, I bet you we're going to have like 20 snow days. It's going to be absolutely insane. Like, every week, we're going to be off twice. It's going to be ridiculous, all right?
Wearing my pajamas all day, every day. I mean, who doesn't love that? What do you think about updating the dress code, Dr. Smale?
My favorite part of remote teaching? I didn't do it. Holla!
My favorite part is not having to see and listen to Mr. Trimpe talk about the weather every day. It's not gonna snow every day, bro.
I really like getting up at 7 in the morning instead of 5.
Hi EHMIS, I just wanted to let you know that my favorite part of online learning has definitely been being able to wear comfy pants literally every day.
All right, students, I apologize. I don't know what's going on. I was just on the phone with Mr. Barge. He says the issues are on your teacher's ends, not ours. You would think after 2 months of remote teaching, they would be better at this. All right, I have one more question for them. Maybe they'll get it right and not do whatever they're doing with their faces. I mean, I do have to agree with them, though. Like, some positive parts about remote teaching. I agree with Miss Huffnagel. I'm all about PJs every day. And comfy pants. I'm with you, Mrs. Pritchett. And probably my favorite, can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with Mr. Lawhead. I loved not having to hear and listen and have Mr. Trimpe interrupt my class to talk about the weather that we didn't get anyway. Anyhow, okay, hopefully that gave Mr. Barge a little bit more time, double check with teachers and see if we can get this last question done correctly. So, teachers, your last question is, what did you miss most from teaching at EHMIS? You had to have missed something. I know I did. So let's find out what their responses were. Mr. Quinn, let's start with you.
What do you mean, miss the most? Miss the most? I'm gonna miss my job next year. I haven't sent any lessons out to kids. I don't know what's gonna happen. Miss the most? You're out of your mind.
I think the thing I miss most is seeing all the students' smiling faces instead of their Google profile pictures.
Definitely not being able to talk about the weather with students, teachers, and principals too. It's just, I don't know what I was doing. Well, I really miss yelling across the divider to Mrs. Maceheimer out in the trailers. And, of course, I miss all of the students. I miss teaching 8th graders science. I miss my homeroom. I miss my student council kids. I miss the fact that we didn't get to go to Hershey Park. I really just miss you.
I think the thing I'll miss the most from teaching at school is Mrs. Bauer's amazing jokes, the quiet hallways, and walking into the building with the hope and dream of seeing Mr. Trimpe with a hairstyle that isn't awful.
I really missed doing simulations and activities, but that's probably good for kids because nobody passed out watching a scalping, nobody got slashed with a ruler bayonet, and no one vomited after drinking buffalo blood.
Hi everybody. So what I miss most about EHMIS is of course seeing all these students every day. But more specifically, I do miss seeing you guys fight the urge to do TikTok dance moves during class instruction. So, you'll be sitting there doing your work, and then all of a sudden you'll feel the urge first maybe start out with a clap. Or you'll do the crisscross, the X move. Maybe you'll do one of my favorites. I like to call this the happy clap. Or you might do the fist pump. I don't know what it's called, but it's cool. And then you might, of course, hit that rolly. Hit that rolly. You might lean back and snap. Lean back and snap. And of course, you gotta hit the wall. So, if I had to guess what student hand raising would look like when we return to school, I think it would go like this. So there you have it. I hope to see all of you soon back at school raising your hands.
You know, I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much. I just want a nice variety show since we couldn't be in an auditorium. But no. So you know what? I give up. I give up. Mr. Barge has clearly started his summer vacation early. Couldn't wait till the end of the day, like the rest of us. I don't know what your teachers are doing. Hopefully they figure that out soon. I mean, you would think after 2 months technology that they would be better at this. Anyhow, well, that seems to be all the time that we have for our news report here on the last day of our school year for 2020. The staff here at EHMIS does want to wish you a great summer break. We hope that you're able to visit friends and family that you were unable to see during our time home. And we can't wait to see you all in the fall, hopefully at EHMIS. And to our 8th graders, we wish you nothing but luck as you go across the street to the high school. And we know you will do great things. Have a great summer, everyone.